Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for the final game of the season for Lynn Tech. This is Commonwealth Conference. Lynn Tech taking on Nashoba. Both teams will be going to the state tournament. Who knows where they'll be playing, as they'll be traveling here, there, and everywhere with the new format. Long day here today at Fraser Field. This one, and then consolation and championship round of the Dougie Mullins first tournament, honoring the outstanding young coach that passed away way too soon. Ben Tatarini on the mound, throwing to Josh Selly, the catcher. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't seen him catch. He's usually in the outfield. Athletic director Joe Collins just told me Giordano hurt his knee, so he's not behind the plate. Eddie Lewis finishing up an excellent job at Tech, putting them back in the state tournament. I can't remember the last time that all four Lynn schools made the state tournament. I think you might have to go back to Pedro Morales. So 8 teams. We've got 6 going to the state tournament, baseball and softball, and English is still on the bubble. If they could win the Holland tournament, they could go to the state tournament.
Yeah, I know. Bless you. Years go by fast, don't they?
I apologize up front because we only have the first names, the last names of Nashoba. We don't have first names. So Collins, the shortstop for Nashoba, will lead it off against Ben Tatarini. Big night here last night. St. Mary shut out Lynn Classical and Lynn English shut out Swampscott to make the Mullins tournament final. As we wind down the season, this being Saturday morning, we'll get through baseball today, and that'll be it for the regular season. There'll be one more day tomorrow with the Holland tournament being, the girls softball tournament being played today, and the championship and consolation tomorrow. And that will wind it down on this Memorial Day weekend. Hit foul out of play. Up and in for a ball. Missing down and in. So he had him 2 strikes. Now the count is even at 2. Shoba 10 and 8. Tech 11 and 6. Slap to second base. Wes Morales over to DiFilippo at first base. 1 up, 1 down in the top of the first. Adams, the left fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. High for the ball. Has to duck under that one. Way inside, 2-1. So it's strange how the weather changes. First game yesterday was 80 degrees. The sun was out. It was hot. As he swings at that pitch that went down and in. And by the time we played the 7 o'clock game, it cooled off nicely and was comfortable. Chased that pitch way down and away. 2 up, 2 down in the first. Gerard, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Swing and a miss. On the corner for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Cut off by the third baseman. Safe at first base. Gerard reaches on the throwing error. Ferreira to center field, will be the hitter with 2 outs and a runner at first. Fishing down and in. Fishing inside for a ball. Sprinkle your fans. Tech brought a few. Nashoba brought a couple. Swing and a miss. 2 on the count to the Nashoba center fielder. Fishing inside. Count goes 3-1. And it's ball 4. So after 2 quick outs, an error and a walk, put runners at first and second for Laura, the third baseman. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth and swung right through it. And it's 0-2. And he hit him. 0-2 and he hit him. Looked like an easy inning with 2 quick outs. All of a sudden the bases are loaded on an error, a walk, and a hit batsman. Tatarini has hit the trifecta. Big hop. Morales makes his second play. So Nashoba threatens loading the bases, but first pitch hitting was took easy. DHing for the pitcher. Bounces out second to first. And that threat goes by the boards. And Tech will have an opportunity to get on the board first. It'll be Josh Selly, the catcher, leading off. Roman Valdez will play left field and bat second. Pitching and batting third, Ben Tatarini. The third baseman, Will McCafferty, will hit fourth. Playing right field, batting fifth, Colby Buckland. The shortstop, Jared Payon, will hit number 6. Playing first and batting seventh is Dylan DiFilippo. The second baseman, Wes Morales, will hit number 8. And playing center field and batting ninth is Tyler Maynard. Ayana Coney on the mound for Nashoba. He'll be throwing to Tomaszuk. Final game for both teams in the regular season. Tech gets to play it at home. Nashoba has to come on the road. And I hope the geese don't get in the way out in the outfield. The geese have landed out in the left center field. Nashoba has too many men on the field. It's the first time I've seen this. I've seen them fly by. I've seen them out in the field when there's nobody here. But I haven't seen them during games when people are here. And they're just strolling around the outfield. They found a home. So Sully will lead it off. Now we got a few more geese floating in. We're going to have a chase that pitch. It was down the turf, swung through it. Foul back to the screen. He gets hit by the pitch. Takes one for the team. Roman Valdez, the left fielder, will be the hitter. It seems like a menagerie out there with the geese strolling all over the place. Stolen base. He was long gone before the ball was thrown from the pitcher's hand. So Tech has a runner in scoring position when they hit batsman on the stolen base. Swing and a miss. And Sally's getting a big lead off second base. Now they kind of push him back. The ball goes to the backstop. He was going to try and score, took the turn, but he goes back to third. He had it stolen, but he'll get third on the wild pitch. So just like that, the hit batsman, stolen base, wild pitch. Tech is going to run her at third with nobody out. Hit to the first baseman off his glove. They'll make the play, but Valdez will get an RBI. So 2 hitters in. Tech has got a 1-0 lead. Ben Tatarini, the pitcher, will be the hitter. Swing and a miss. Hit in the air. Right fielder Blaisdell makes the play. After he hit it well, but hit it right at the right fielder. Will McCafferty, usually on the mound or playing first base. He's playing third today. Solid shot to left field. Foul ball. Get out in front just enough to pull it foul. Tucked under the pitch. Waves at that pitch down and away. That one bounced in. Yeah, we got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit foul back. Up in the seats. Popped up, long run for the first baseman. Can't get there. Good effort. Terrell with a diving try. It wasn't really hit that high. Those geese are slowly making their way towards the infield. I wonder what will happen if they get in the infield. Hit off. They throw it away. It was a nice play by the third baseman getting the off hop, but then he bounced it to first base. McCaffrey will reach second on the error. Extends the inning for Colby Buckland, the right fielder. He's usually the shortstop. Eddie Lewis has changed his lineup all over the place. Popped up. Pitcher makes the call, and the pitcher makes the catch and falls flat on his face at the mound. He was circling it. He made that look hard. He made the play. Oteka's out, but without a hit, they score a run. And they grab a 1-0 lead at the end of the first inning. Bottom 3 in the order for Nashoba. Welk, the second baseman, will lead it off. It's Tatterini, who's been staked to a 1-0 lead. High over the head of Welk for ball 1. Hit the shot. They're not going to get him. He dropped the ball. Welk will reach on the error. So we've had base runners, but we haven't had any base hits. And a walk and a hit batsman loaded the bases for Nashoba, but Tatterini got out of it. A hit batsman got the first run in. There was also an error. So we're still looking for our first hit. Missing inside. Blaisdell, the right fielder, is the hitter. Nashoba Tech against the Lynn Tech Tigers. Closing out the regular season. Fishing inside again. Popped up. They'll get the force at second. The play goes 9-6 for the out. The runner at first base couldn't go. The ball at second baseman, right field looked like they were going to catch the ball. It fell between them. But Buckland made the good throw. So the shortstop Payon for the force out. Play goes 9-6. You don't see that very often. So one out, the runner at first. We almost had our first hit. The runner takes off. The throw goes into center field. Blaisdell steals second base. Tomaszuk, the catcher, is the hitter. Hits him on the hand. Second hit batsman. For Tatarini. We're back to the top of the order. Collins, the shortstop, grounded out second and first, leading off the game. In for a strike. Quickly 0-2. They throw the ball away back to the pitcher. The runner's going to go to third. So the errant throw back to the pitcher makes it first and third with one out. Hit the shot. They don't get him. We got our first base hit, and we got another throwing error. Collins, the shortstop, gets a base hit and an RBI. Blaisdell scores and ties the game up. And we're having a very difficult time. This is not easy playing at 10 o'clock in the morning when you're used to playing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Got to get up very early. And with all the activities going on with school week, with proms and graduations and stuff, you're probably celebrating and staying up late. I'm just sitting watching. It's hard for me to get up this early in the morning. I didn't get up this early when I was in the Army. Line shot to the shortstop. They get the double play. Adams hit it right on the nose and hit it right to Payon. So considering it was second and third, one out, a run in, Tech got out of it rather cheaply. The first base hit of the game, but Tech, gracious host, making a couple of errors. We played an inning and a half, and we're back when we were dead even, 1-1. With Tech coming up, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Jared Payon, Dylan DiFilippo, Wes Morales to face Iannacone. Iannacone back in the game. He gave up a run in the first inning with a hit batsman, a wild pitch, infield ground ball. But he's back in it now, 1-1. Jared Palin, the shortstop. He usually, if he's not pitching, usually plays third. Buckland, the shortstop, is playing right field. Seeley from the outfield is catching. McCafferty, who either pitches or plays first, is playing third. Eddie Lewis bouncing people all over the place. Valdez in left, Maynard in center, Morales in second are the only people playing in normal positions. Little dribbler, they're going to have to hurry. And he slowed himself down with the head first dive. If he keeps running, it's a closer play, but he tried to dive to first, and you lose a step or two. One up, one down. Dylan DiFilippo, the first baseman, is the hitter. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. Up and in for a ball. Swing and a miss for strike three. Iannacone gets his first strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Wes Morales, the second baseman. Hits it foul back up in the seats. Hit to short. They got him by a step. Morales thought he beat it. Collins got it over there in a hurry. So after a disaster, an inning and a half with errors and hit batsmen, Iannacone gets a 1-2-3 inning. We finished 2 here in this Commonwealth Conference battle. Still dead even, 1 apiece, Tech and Nashoba. Gerard, the first baseman, reached on an error, his first at bat. He made it all the way around to third in the first inning when they loaded the bases and were shut down. So Tatarini will start his third inning, and now he's back even. He was leading 1-0. Swing and a miss. The error and the hit batsman hurt, and then the throwing error back to the mound made it even easier. Hit off the shortstop. Stays with it. Nice job by Payon. Get it very quickly over to DiFilippo at first. Looked like we were going to have another error, but Payon stayed with it. And we got one up, one down in the third. Good strong throw by Payon. A good stretch by DiFilippo at first. Slices it foul. Had a duck under that one, way inside. Down the way for ball. Hit up in the sheets. The count evens at 2. Just got a piece and stays alive. We'll do it again at 2-2. Down and away. Hit foul off to the right. Way up and in for a ball. Ferreira draws his second walk. Rubio, the third baseman, got hit by a pitch. The runner takes off. Out at second base. Nice throw by Selly. I think you could tell by the bench that Nashoba didn't like the call. Bang, bang at second. So there's 2 outs now. Deck under, head high. Hit to third. McCaffrey with a nice play to DiFilippo. So he walks a batter, but he faces only 3 in the inning with the throw out by Shelley to Payon at second on the attempted steal. And we'll move into the bottom half of the third in a 1-1 game. It'll be 9-1-2. For Tech. Ayana Coney will start his third inning of work. Again, a long day here at Frazier Field. Right after this will be the consolation and championship round of the first Doug Mullins Memorial Tournament. Glasgow will play Swampscott in the consolation. English with an outstanding two-hit shutout, winning 1-0 over Swampscott. Ben Tavares was outstanding on the mound. They'll take on St. Mary's in the championship final. All four of those teams going to the state tournament, as are both of these two teams here. Talamainard will look to get it going for Tech as we start the third inning. Chopped foul behind the plate. I don't know if it's football or what's going on over at Manning Field. There's no nets up, so it's not lacrosse. Check swing, tapper, big hop to the first baseman. If the ball's hit you, like those big bounces. Josh Shelley get hit by a pitch, stole second with the third and a wild pitch and scored on an infield ground ball. At the time, giving Tech a 1-0 lead. Popped up outside third base. With room. Third baseman Luria makes the play. So 2 quick outs in the third inning. Roman Valdez bounced to the first baseman, but got an RBI, knocked the runner in from third. Hits it to center field. A quick 1-2-3 inning. Second 1-2-3 inning for Iannacone. So we finished 3. Still nothing to choose between these two Commonwealth Conference teams. 1-1, Tech and Nashoba. 6, 7, and 8 for Nashoba as we start the fourth inning. In for a strike. Stokese, the designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher, grounded out second and first. Chops it foul to the third baseman. His bounce to the second ended the first inning, leaving the bases loaded for Nashoba. Hit the shot. Big hop. Nice play by Payon. One up, one down quickly. Welk reached on an error. He was in an unusual force at second base, 9-6, when the ball looked like it was a base hit. Inside out swing, hits it to Morales at second. 2 quick outs. Blaisdell thought he had a base hit to right field. Runner at first had to hold up. The shaper was caught. The force hit second. But then he came around. He stole second. Went to third, an error, and scored on the only hit of the game. Collins, the shortstop, got an RBI single to tie the game up. Morales took a couple of steps to his right, went high in the air and picked it. Looked like a base hit. Morales takes it away. So we're halfway through the ball game. It's Tatarini. Throws a 1-2-3 inning. He's faced only 6, even with the walk, in the last 2 innings. For Tech, it'll be the middle of the order, 3-4-5 in the bottom of the 4th. Trying to break a 1-1 tie. The rain is cooperating. It's not coming down. Sprinkles during the night, early in the morning. A few puddles down foul territory down the left side. Right side. Infield obviously is turf, so with the exception of the pitcher's mound. And that could have used some water. Tatarini flied out to right field his first trip. He'll look to get himself started, get his team started. So it is some kind of football going on over at Manning. Hit foul. Down that grassy knoll down in right field. Missing inside. Down and away for a ball. I don't know the plate umpire's name, but the base umpire, he's an umpire, but I call him Coach Beatty. He coached in a few high schools baseball around the area. Gave it up and get into umpiring. Low for ball 3. Tatarini draws a walk. That ends a streak of 7 straight retired by Anna Coney. Chop foul. High for a ball. McCaffrey reached on an error. His one at bat. Good sized lead at first base. Solid shot, foul. McCaffrey got all of that, got out in front and pulled it foul. High for the ball. 2-2 the count. It's got to be a practice of some kind of football over at Manning. There's an army of people, but they're all wearing the same uniforms. Strike 3 called as Tatarini steals second base. Call third strike. Caffey got caught looking. Kobe Buckland popped up to the pitcher. Iannacone made the play and fell flat on his face at the pitcher's mound. He was circling, caught it, and then fell flat in his face. Ending the first inning. The runner takes off for third. He had third base stolen, and Buckland fouled the pitch off. So Tartarini's going to have to go back to second base. Down and in. Nice stop by the catcher, Tomaszek. Foul tip held onto by the catcher for strike three. So two away. Jared Payon grounded out second and first is one trip. Hit in the air to center field. Long run for the center field. They're not going to get there. It's in the gap. Tartarini scores easily. 2-out Lightning for Tech. Payon with a 2-out double. That's the first hit for Tech. And the pitcher, Tartarini, gives himself a lead, 2-1. Payon got all of that one, drilled it to left center field for a stand-up double. Drew DiFilippo struck out swinging his one trip. High for a ball. So once again, walks hurt. Tartarini drew the walk. He comes around the score to break the tie. Low for ball two. Michigan side, 3-0. Second walk in the inning. Extends it for Wes Morales, who got beat by an eyelash at first base, grounding out to short. Catcher pitcher conference out there. 2 walks in the inning. The first one has already scored to break the 1-1 tie. Second one extends the inning. Swing and a miss. He chased the high pitch. They throw it back to the pitcher. Payon steals third. So now it's first and third. Hit. It's going to drop in front of the right fielder for a base hit. A little more 2-out Lightning. I thought the runner at first would be off and running with the pitch. They've been stealing bases. DiFilippo only got the second, so it's first and second for Tyler Maynard, who bounced to the first baseman, his one trip. So after 2 outs, an RBI double by Payon. The walk extended the inning. Morales gets a 2-out single. Tech has grabbed a 3-1 lead. Popped up. Foul ball. High and tight for a ball. Hit to third. He almost threw it away. The first baseman almost in the coach's box to catch that one. But the third baseman, Luria, makes the play. Tech gets their first 2 hits. They break the tie. They put 2 on the board. We played 4 complete in this Commonwealth Conference battle. Tech now leading Nashoba 3-1. 9-1-2. This is Centaro. He's pinch hitting for the catcher. Pops it up behind the plate. Long run up in the seats. Down and away for a ball. So Tartarini for the second time takes the mound with a lead. He led 1-0. Nashoba tied it up. Now he helped himself by scoring the first of 2. He's got a 3-1 lead. He throws it over the head of Centaro. Hit foul. And it winds up in the one puddle down the left field side. Reaches for it and fouls it back. Nashoba bench excited trying to get something going here in the 5th inning. Breaks inside. Nice pitch by Tartarini for a strike. Calls the shortstop. Bounded a second. He's got the only hit for Nashoba, and it knocked in the 1 run. At the time, it tied at 1-1. In for a strike. Down and away for a ball. Chop foul behind home plate. I'm still mesmerized by the football going on over at Manning Field. They're going through calisthenics. There's an army of people over there, but I don't know who they are. Reaches for that, taps it down the first base line, and if he let it go, it would have gone foul. They threw it over the first baseman's head. So the error on the pitcher puts a runner at first. Tartarini, if he lets it go, it's foul. That's a tough play for the pitcher, but He still had a play, but then he threw it over the first baseman's head. Luckily, Morales was backing up the play because that would have gone down the right field line and caused some problems. Eddie Lewis coming out to talk to the troops. We're in the top of the fifth. Tech has just got a couple of runs in the bottom of the fourth to break a 1-1 tie. Taccherini had retired 5 in a row. 7 if you count the throw out at second base on the steal. He only faced 3 batters in the third. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. Got the first hitter here in the fifth. But now, the error puts the runner at first base. Selly is not the normal catcher for Tech. Giordano was the catcher, but he's out hurt. Way over the head. I don't know how many pitches Taccherini has thrown over the head of hitters that they had a duck under. Throw over to first, easily back is Collins. Chop foul towards the Nashoba dugout. Line off the glove, Morales. They throw it away at second base. Looked like it might catch it, be a double play. Then it was going to bounce it, get the force at second. Then he dropped it. He still had the force at second. Then he threw it away. So back-to-back errors puts the tying run on base. Tech being very gracious hosts here. Up and in for a ball. So they could have been out of this inning. Instead, it's 2 on with 1 out. With Gerard, the first baseman, who's reached on an error and grounded out short to first. Easy play at second base. They had it. Then they dropped it, rushed it, threw it into left field. Swing and a miss. His momentum carried him almost to first base swinging at that pitch. Hit foul. Up in the seats. Chop to third. They throw it away. I don't think they had a play at second base. Another error. 3 straight errors. And we'll get another conference out in the mound. Tech having all kinds of problems. 3 straight errors. 3 different infielders. A run scores, making it 3-2. The tying run at third with 1 out. Five errors by the Tigers. back-to-back-to-back errors here in the fifth inning. Ferriera, the center fielder, has walked twice. Hit up the middle for a base hit. Nashoba's battled back to tie it. Ferriera's on for the third time. Go ahead run at second base for Nashoba. Luria got hit by a pitch and grounded out third to first. Takes the pitch for a strike. He's the third baseman for Nashoba. So it started with a called third strike and a back-to-back-to-back errors. Two quick strikes. Hit to third off the third baseman. They can't make a play. It's another error. And the bases are loaded. Sarkeesian, the DH, hitting for the pitcher, is grounded to second, grounded to short. So the infield really letting Tatarini down. He could shoot for non-support. Popped up. Shortstop makes the play, but that's going to allow the runner to score. If he lets the left fielder make the play, the run can't score. He's not even going to try to score. But Payon went out, took it away from the left fielder, and then slipped and fell. And with the pop up to short, Sturisi's going to get an RBI. Swing and a miss. Welk has reached on another ground to the second. He's the eighth hitter in the inning. Morales goes to his right and picks that pop-up. So we finally get the third out, but Tech, again, being very gracious host. Back-to-back-to-back errors, then they made another one after that. Nashoba winds up putting 3 on the board. They were down 3-1. They now lead it 4-3 going into the bottom half of the fifth inning. They only got 1 hit in the inning. They only have 2 hits in the game. So for the first time, Ayana Coney is going to be pitching with a lead. And Tech will have to make a comeback. They'll have the top of the order up in the bottom of the fifth. And that was certainly a bizarre. Eddie Lewis got to be shaking his head. Keep sharp objects away from Eddie Lewis after that inning. One base hit, they score 3 runs. Team in a huddle for Tech, and now the pitcher and catcher for Nashoba having a set 2. Selly get hit by a pitch, leading off the first inning, came around to score the first run. He popped up to third in foul territory his last time up. It hit him. It didn't get much of him. Just just a little bit of a tick on his shirt. But it's enough to put him at first base. Romo Valdez bounced to first, getting an RBI in the first inning. Flied out to center his last time. And they didn't even look. The pitcher just wound up and threw the ball. The runner virtually walked to second base. They picked him off at second base. Open the closet door. Whatever can fall out is falling out on the heads of the Tigers. The Tigers run at second, nobody out. They pick him off. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Hit foul to the backstop. If Tech lets this one get away, somebody may have to drive Eddie Lewis home. He can come back later and get his car. Again, you wonder why coaches get gray hair. High for a ball. And that's ball 4. So how big is that pickoff now? Instead of first and second and nobody out, it's a runner at first with one out. And it's almost automatic. You're probably going to see Valdez steal second base. Ben Tartarini flied to right, walked and scored. Valdez getting a pretty good sized lead. Iannacone stepped off. And they take off. Easily steal second base. So again, the tying runners at second base, but this time with one out. Now they're going to get picked on. No, they don't. The pitcher fell down. Throw a tent around this circus. It looked like Valdez was going to try and go to third base. He's out. He's dead as a doornail. And for the second time in the game, the pitcher, Iannacone, slipped, fell down, and threw the ball into center field. Tech got a huge break there. They're going to have their second runner back-to-back in this inning picked off at second base. He was out by the length of Western Avenue, no question. And the pitcher slipped and fell, and as he was falling, he threw the ball into center field. Valdez couldn't go to third because he was going back to second. Tech got a huge break there. This may be the most bizarre game I've seen all year, or all of my over 40 years. They're setting baseball back about 50 years. Tartarini with a chance to help himself, but Bay City could tie it up. High for a ball. Iannacone get out of the way, so if the catcher was thinking about throwing the ball to second base, but why would he? They haven't been able to throw anybody out at second base stealing. In for a strike. Tartarini backed away. Umpire came up with the right arm. They throw the ball away again. There was nobody covering second base. He threw the ball to the right of second base, looking for the second baseman. He threw it into center field. The tying run goes to third on the error. This is like, you take it. No, I don't want it. No, you take it. I don't want it. High and tight for a ball. So a little easier for Tartarini to tie the game up now. With the tying run at third with one out, and that one out was a pickoff at second base. Hit the shot. Off the shortstop. They can't make the play. It's another error. They call him out. I can't believe they called him out. Tartarini is beside himself. I can't believe they called him out. I can't believe they called him out. Tartarini is beside himself. Eddie Lewis, the bench umpire, is going to go talk to the plate umpire. Bench umpire says, my call, he's out. Wow. Not a good call. That wasn't even close. And I would have said the same thing if it was Nashoba. That was not a good call. That was another error by the shortstop. Hit to third. They tagged the runner. So the hit batsman get picked off, but the walk comes around and scores. And this has been probably the most bizarre game I've ever seen. That was a terrible, terrible call. But Tech gets a run. They tie it up. They do it again without a hit. And we played 5, and we're dead even through 5. 4 apiece, Tech and Nashoba. 8-9-1 for Nashoba. Blaisdell, the right fielder, reached center fielder's choice. It was a wacky fielder's choice. Looked like he had a base hit to right field. The runner first had to hold up. The play went 9-6. He reached first. He wound up scoring the run that tied the game up at the time. In for a strike. Second time up, he lined out to the second baseman. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Buckland goes to short. Payon is the new pitcher. I think Tartarini went to right field. Centaro, he came as a pinch hitter for the catcher, and he was called out on strikes his one trip. Stayed in the game behind the plate. Down the way for a ball. So Tartarini gives up 4. All of them unearned. Gave up only 2 base hits. Walked 2. He hit a batter. Up and in, he swung right through it. And we're going to get warm-up action down the bullpen. On the corner, ease the count at 2-2. Waves at that pitch, chased it down and away. So Payon comes in and gets 2 strikeouts. Collins is grounded to second, singled in a run, reached on an error, and scored a run. So he's been on base twice, knocked in a run, scored a run. He's 1 for 3. Facing Payon for the first time. In for a strike. On the corner, quickly 2 strikes. Bounced that one in, 1-2. Time calls the ball got away out in the bullpen area. That one broke late, stayed inside. He ducked away. Just missed the inside corner. Hit foul to the backstop. Popped up. Nice job. Selly behind the plate does a nice job going to get it. So 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers and Jared Payon. And the Tigers have a chance to put a lot of pressure on Nashoba if they can score here. And we're going to get a new pitcher. I'm not sure what they're doing. Collins, the shortstop, is going to right field. Blaisdell, the right fielder, is going to be the pitcher. Starkeezy, who is the DH, is going to be the shortstop. So they lose their DH. So the batting order stays the same. Ayana Coney wasn't hitting anyway. For Tech, it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Colby Buckland, Jared Payon, Dylan DiFilippo, as they try to put a run on the board and put a little pressure on Nashoba here in the bottom of the 6th in a 4-4 game. So Blaisdell will be the new pitcher. Ayana Coney went 5, gave up the 4 runs. 3 of them were earned. The last one that tied the game was unearned on a couple of errors, one by himself. Kobe Buckland has popped to the pitcher, and that was the play where Connie, for the first time in the game, fell flat in his face. He fell down again, and it cost him because they had Valdez picked off at second base, and he fell down, threw it into center field. Valdez was safe, and Valdez wound up scoring the run that tied it. Last time up, he struck out swinging. He'll be facing Blaisdell. He'll be the first to face Blaisdell here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitching from the stretch, as a lot of pitchers have done lately. Hit in the center field for a base hit. That's only the 3rd hit for the Tigers, but they got 4 runs. Jared Payon got a big RBI double, knocking in a run. He bounced out second and first his first time. He's now the pitcher of record as Tatamini leaves with the game tied at 4. Up and away for a ball. I thought it was automatic stealing second base. Down and away for a ball. Step off, trying to hold the runner close. Wide for a ball. So a hit and a walk. 2-1 puts the go-ahead run at second base. Dylan DiFilippo, the first baseman, has struck out and walked. Fishing wide for a ball. Down and in for a ball. Three and 0 on the verge of loading the bases in a 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 6th. In for a strike. He'll still be fussy here. Got to be a perfect pitch that he can hit. In for a strike, the count goes full. Now he can't be as fussy. Got to protect the plate. Hit the second. They get one in the middle. almost looked like the shortstop was in the air and didn't touch the base. So the go-ahead run at third brings the conference out to the mound, brings a conference with Eddie Lewis and his base runners and hitter. Wes Morales is the hitter. He's grounded out and singled in a run. So Buckland moved over to third. The go-ahead run here in the bottom of the sixth. DiFilippo at first. Let's see what they do with him. You would think he would steal second because they probably wouldn't throw the ball down with the runner at third. And the runner walks to second base. Morales hits it to short, deep shot. Stopped it, bobbled it. The runner from third didn't go. It's an infield hit. They never would have got anybody. The runner was going to second base. The shortstop, Sakizi, at least momentarily saved the run. If that goes in the left field, obviously it's a run. The runner at third didn't go because it was hit in the infield. So 3 on with 1 out for Tyler Maynard, who was grounded out twice. Pops it up, infield fly rule, hit the first pitch, and there's 2 away. They leave it all up to Josh Shelley, who got hit by a pitch and scored, popped up, and got hit by a pitch. Now it's 3 on with 2 out. So it looked promising. Swing and a miss. Nashoba 1 strike away from getting out of a jam. Strike 3 called. He watched the pitch go. It looked like Tech was going to pull ahead and maybe get a 1 or 2. Instead, they get none. They leave the bases loaded. Going into the 7th inning, that's going to be a big lift for Nashoba. We're still tied at 4. Adams, the left fielder, will lead off the 7th inning in a tie game. In for a strike. Ooh, the fans are getting into it here. We're going to a to-do going in the stands with the fans. They were using language behind home plate, and the fan got really irate. He came over and really let them know. Watch the language. There's young kids running around. They're right behind home plate. They're bellowing. They were using language they shouldn't be using. The trainer for Tech is out there talking to the kids as well. So I think we're going to get back to baseball. But boy, that fan was irate. He came over. He was going to take on all of them. Hit to the backstop foul. It's a bunch of students sitting right behind home plate, and I guess they were using a little bit of language they shouldn't be using. And he got irate. High for a ball. Adams is struck out, line to the shortstop into a double play. Reached on an error and scored. That's when Tech scored. When Tech made back-to-back-to-back errors. And Nashoba scored 3 runs to take the lead. That's going to go up in the seats and over the seats. So this game has had just about everything. Wide for a ball. Foul ball off his foot. Swung and missed. It goes to the backstop, and he's going to reach. Way over his head. He swung through it. Adams strikes out but reaches first base. So unless Tech turns a double play, Nashoba's going to have 4 outs this inning. Gerard reached on an error, grounded a shot, reached on an error and scored. In for a strike. Payon had retired the 3 he faced coming in the 6th inning. He strikes out the first batter, but he reaches first. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called on the corner. This game just gets more bizarre. Payon struck out the first 2 hitters, but there's 1 out and a runner at first. Ferreira walked, singled and a run. He's been on base 3 times. He's perfect. They don't throw the ball over, but Adams dives back to first base. Waves that up for strike 1. On the corner for strike 2. Strike 3 call. He backed off, was on the inside corner. So 3 strikeouts in the inning. We got 2 outs and a runner at first. 5 strikeouts for Payon. Murrier got hit by a pitch, grounded out, reached on an error. He's been on base twice, but he's 0 for 2. Now he's got a base hit. Extends the inning, puts the go-ahead run at second base. So Nashoba does get 4 outs. Sarkeesian used to be the DH. He's now the shortstop. He grounded a second, grounded a short, popped to the shortstop in short left field, and wound up getting an RBI because the shortstop didn't let the left fielder catch it. And then when the shortstop caught it, he fell down, and the runner from third scored. And that's a big run in the game because we're tied at 4. High for a ball. In for a strike. In for strike 2. Two on, 2 out. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Hit foul off the catcher. Base runner's off and running on the pitch. Hit foul again. Base runners are going to get tired. They're off and running on the pitch. Hit the second base. He stays with it. The run was going to score if they don't make that play. Hustling around was Adams. Perales knocked it down, overran it, and then finally got it to DiFilippo at first. They just gave Eddie Lewis a few more gray hairs. Nashoba got their 3rd hit. Nashoba has 3 hits. Lynn Tech has 4 hits. And we're 4-4. And Tech is going to have a chance to win the game going into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Roman Valdez will lead it off. Tech needs a run to win it. Down and in for a ball. Valdez grounded to first, getting an RBI, flied to center, walked, stole second, and scored the run that tied the game, and he shouldn't have because he got picked off at second base, but the pitcher fell down and threw the ball away, and he was safe at second, and he was able to score the run to tie it. That one bounces 2-0. So Blaisdell starting his 2nd inning of work. Payon did a great job. He struck out 5 in his 2 innings. Tech could get him a win if they could score a run. It's Valdez, Tartarini, and McCafferty, 2, 3, and 4. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 2. Way up. So the leadoff walk puts the winning run at first base, and let's see if they steal second. Ben Tartarini was the pitcher. He's now the right fielder. Valdez get a good-sized lead at first. They look him back. He dives back. They didn't throw over, but he didn't know that. He's got a good-sized lead at first base. Takes off for second. Throw is high. He's in with a stolen base. So now he keeps going to third. So the winning run at third base with nobody out. Swing and a miss. Everybody but the shortstop is drawn in the infield. He didn't get the message. Tartarini just wants to put the ball in play someplace. Bring that run home. Nice stop by the catcher. Tattao, they throw the ball away and the runner's going to score. It's only fitting the winning run should score on an error. There have been a mountain of errors all day long. They tried to pick the runner off at third and they threw it away. So Valdez walks, steals second, steals third, and then goes home on the overthrow. And Tech will win it by a score of 5-4 in one of the most bizarre games I have ever seen in my life. Tech got on the board in the first inning. Selly got hit by a pitch, stole second, went to third, and a wild pitch, scored on a ground ball by Valdez. It was 1-0. Nashoba tied it up. A force out, a hit batsman, an RBI single by Collins made it 1-1. Tech got 2 in the fourth. A walk after 2 strikeouts. A double by Payon. Scored 1. He stole third after a walk. Morales with a 2-out single. So 2-out Lightning in that inning got them 2 runs, made it 3-1. Nashoba got 3 in the fifth after a strikeout. Back-to-back errors, followed by an RBI single, followed by an error. A pop-up to shortstop. The shortstop caught it, fell down. The runner from third was able to score, made it 4-3 Nashoba. Tech tied it up in the fifth. Valdez, after a pickoff at second base, Selly got the second, got picked off. Valdez got a walk, stole second. He got picked off, but they threw the ball away. He was safe at second. He wound up going to third on a following pickoff, throwing it to center field. He scored on an infield error to tie it at 4. Tech had the bases loaded and 1 out in the sixth, couldn't score. Nashoba got a strikeout to start the inning that reached, but Payon got out of it after a base hit. And in the bottom of the seventh, Valdez draws a walk, steals second, steals third, and then when they try to pick him off at third, they throw the ball into left field. He comes home with the run that wins the game. Tech wins it by a score of 5-4. It's going to be a tough bus ride back from Nashoba. Everybody tried to give this one away. Nobody wanted to take it. Tech finally did in the seventh inning. They win it by a score of 5-4. Selly got hit by a pitch twice, scored a run. Valdez had an RBI, walked twice, scored 2 runs, including the winner. Tartarini drew a walk, scored a run, had an RBI ground out. McCafferty reached on an error. Buckland had a base hit. Payon got a double and a walk. knocked in a run, scored a run. DiFilippo had a walk, reached in a fielder's choice. Wes Morales had 2 base hits. Payon comes on, gets the win in relief. He strikes out 5, one of them reached. Gave up a base hit, and that was it. He gets the win pitching on the mound. Tech will go to 12-6. Nashoba will drop to 10-9. Both will now wait as they finish the regular season. They'll wait to see where they go and how far they have to travel in the state tournament. So 5-4 in one of the most bizarre games anybody has ever seen, any place, any time. Tech wins it in the 7th inning on an error, and there's been a mountain of those all through the game. They win it on a throwing error. Valdez scoring from 3rd. Tech 5, Nashoba 4. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.